Okay, and we're on. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go over today's trades. It's the hybrid trade. It started off really, really slow, and then after that, it just picked up. And there were 16 trade opportunities, and I went through every one of those 16, and all 16 did work. But the first trade didn't happen until an hour and 21 minutes afterwards. And so, in the first one I took this trade, and it took 5 minutes before it got me in and then out again. Just bounced around, went down, went up a little green. I was like, oh, and then it went back down. I was like, and then it went down some more, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But then it finally came up, and then I got out, made a little money. Office is coming together, as you see behind me. I got some horse and some other fun things, and so yeah, it's coming together. Let's go through these charts today, okay? So again, 5 o'clock, nothing's going on for me at 5 o'clock. None of these are matching up. Again, with the hybrid system, I want the aggressive side on the left side and the original to match up. And so most of the time you don't get too many trades, but the first trade didn't come until actually 6:21, which is this guy right here. So let me zoom in a little bit. I'll show you on this one as well. So 6:21, just missed it. This is 620, and it had me entered in actually right in the bottom of here at 56.75 is where it placed my entry point. Price came down, got me in, didn't quite get me out yet, and then it just kind of diddly doddled around, and then see 625 and then 626 is actually when it got me out. And I got out early. I think I took like $60, and I was like, all right, I'm done. After that long, I was like, I don't trust this thing anymore. So that's the first spot I got out. Did make money though, so it was profitable on that trade. The very next trade that did come up is 632, and this trade would have worked. I watched this trade go by, but look at the time, 6:30, 6:31:32. That is the opening bell. I don't trade the opening bell. I don't like trading it. It's just one of those things that's I'm like, because it's so volatile. It just goes up and down all the time. And so that's why I try not to do that. Okay, the very next trade happened at 7:05, which is this trade right here. So 7:04, again, the aggressive side. I'm watching this go down. I actually had a sell order put in at 51. This is another one I took to 51 and 75. It got me in. It bounced up a little bit. I was like, not another one. But then it came down pretty fast, and then it got me out. So that was a good trade as well. But again, what I'm looking for is them to match up 1 minute apart, and that's it. After 1 minute, then I don't take any more. So this one worked out. So again, I've had two trades in 2 hours. Made about $500 between those two, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I could do this. And then there was a 632 trade, which again, I don't take the 632 trades. So there's three trades really, two that I would take in 2 hours. And I was thinking it was gonna be a slow day. It sped up pretty fast, even faster than I expected. And I ended the day early, then came back to a little later because it was just popping. Okay, the next trade doesn't happen until 8:14. So I'll push pause. 8:14 came along. I was watching this go up here. I had a buy order placed in, and I do check all the candles to make sure this worked out. So this is 578. And sure enough, when the candle came shooting up here, it got me in and got me out. I believe it got me out a little bit after 8:14. I think it was 8:14:30 is when I made my money and got out on this one. The next one I took, which was, and then I ended my day just for a little bit, was actually 8:46. So that didn't work, but this one did work. And this one was probably one of the most super clean ones I could see for the morning because the first blue candle bar ended up right here on the top at 53.75. My entry point was at 59. And so it was the latter half of 8:46 that took this thing up. That's a good trade for me. I made a pretty significant amount of money on this one. So I like this trade. And now I'm thinking, okay, it's 8 o'clock. I've been doing this for sit in front of the computer for 3 hours. I've had basically three trades up $700 ish. And I'm like, all right, cool. I can be done right now. Actually, I think a little more than that, but I didn't. I kept going because I was like, let's just see what happens. The next trade that then happened, so 8:14, 8:46, which is right. I said 8:46. 9:16. And so the 9 o'clock hour, there was, let me count this. One, two, three, four, five, six. There's six trades in the 9 o'clock hour. Yeah, 9 o'clock was super duper busy. I was kind of shocked. I'm just going to run through just one side of here, okay? Just so you can see this. I did point out 916 because this is a trade I actually was in. I didn't get the red arrow because it didn't come all the way. It didn't close at 81, but it did get me in at 81.25. It came down. I made money. I think I got like 5 or 6 ticks, and then that was it. My ATMs are super tight, and that's why I was able to make money and then get out on this one. 926, very next trade, which is this guy. I had again, I was following right along here, 926. It got me in, and even though these bars look kind of skinny, the candle wicks were actually pretty good, and so didn't have to wait much for that one. And then, and this is the fun part. This is where this thing comes in bunches. So look at this, 928, or basically 926. We get in. The next one's at 930. I took this trade, and then I took this trade at 933. I didn't take this one, but they all worked. I checked them all. They all, there was one, two, three, four trades in 10 minutes. And I took three of the four. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm done again. I, I didn't finish directly then because I got a phone call, talk some later. But four trades. This is why I like this trade because you get, they come in bunches. 956, this trade worked out. Actually, I was in this trade. 675 is when it got me in. At the 55 bar, it did drop down. And then just for some reinsurance, I was actually out at 956 along this bar right here. And just to show you uh, on this one, see all these match up. And then here is, let's see, 956, this guy right here. So 955, I had the red arrow. Nothing before then, but 955, red arrow, I popped in and boom, it was golden and made some good money on this guy too. Next one's at, let's see, 1003, 1002. So yeah, this one actually got me in a little earlier because I had the buy order at 1450. It shot me up and then it got me in there as well. Let me see. 1037 is the next trade that did work out. This one, by the way, I checked this, the candles did not work for this one. So even though I didn't trade this one, I even checked the candles to see if it would have worked out, and that is a big fat negative for this guy. But 1037, big spike up there. This worked out. On the aggressive side, here's entry point at 475. I actually placed the buy order at 950. It shot up there, made money, and I was out. It was rolling today. And now I'm thinking I'm done. But then I get on the phone call with some other group members and talk to them, and I had two more trades. Roughly, I think it was right around 11 o'clock ish, and the other one at about 11:51. I think is what it. No, 10:37 and 11 o'clock is when I made those two trades. But let me show you this. Look, this goes all the way. I'm 8 minutes in this video. Hang in there with me for 2 more minutes, and I'll show you these. Okay, this is why I'm so excited about this trade because the percentage of wins is just so high. I'm still trying to get my 1,000 points of data so I can be like, okay, yes, this is the percentage. But right now, like I'm using this. I'm utilizing it. There's 1150, 1151. It's 31.25. I did not take this trade, but if I would have been in actually probably right around here at 30. And then it did get you in, so just beware of that. This guy, because the candle wicks do pop down, would have made money just fine there. 12.15, and this candle wick again shot up here. Let me show you. So here's 12.15. And so I'm thinking it would have got you in at the same time. I checked the candle wick, even though this next one's at 12.18. The 12.15 candle did shoot all the way through here. It was up, I can't remember, $3 or $4, which is 12, 16 ticks. And all I'm trying to get is 5 or 6. And so this would have made me easy money. And then the last one came at 12.50, which was actually kind of a pretty little guy. Um, and looking at the candles on the reverse side, this was shooting up here. I checked all of these just to make sure that I wouldn't have gotten it in anytime sooner. And the first time I would have got in was actually right here. I would place my sell order right on this blue cross, little blue plus sign, and just hit at 47.75. And this came shooting down here. And that's the thing with that 1 o'clock trade, that was my conversation. The 1 o'clock trade sometimes right around there between 12 and 1, there's some big fluctuations. And it's not necessarily because there is a major announcement. It's just because the traders on this the major traders who haven't made their money in the morning are scrambling to make their money in the afternoon. And so that's when they all get together and the volume really pushes right for that last hour between 12 and 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so you'll see some big movements, big spikes during that time. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. There was, like I said, 16 trades in that 8 hour time period. Kind of shocked me a little bit. Started off super slow. I had two accounts going. The other account I had different trade patterns I was using. Made a little 700 bucks, I think it was. And then on this one, a little over 2,500 is what I ended up with. And so it's it's not as you have to sit. It's fishing. You just sit there and wait until they wind up, and it's hard, especially when I'm sitting there for the first hour and 21 minutes before I get a trade, and then and then I had to wait another 40 minutes till 7:05 before the next one came. But then I have to remember, all right, well, if I make about 200 to 300 bucks a trade, it's average 250, it's not that bad, right? Like two trades, 750 bucks, and then, well, actually 814. There's my 750 bucks. So yeah, three trades in 3 hours, $750. I mean, I used to make that at corporate office working 8, 10 hours a day and then thinking about it all night long. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Call me up and we'll keep on talking. So cheers to you. Make sure you say your prayers because we need lots of prayers when we do this. See you next time.